Hi, last session we talked about allowing God to affect your life so that you become an authentic Christian, having a real relationship with Him. Now, we discussed that it will look different for each person, right? But what we have to understand is just you having your own personal, private relationship with God in your own unique way is not enough to be a witness. Something needs to happen in your life where it opens up to other people. Now, today, people are very big on opening up. We see people now sharing things on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and they are seemingly comfortable with revealing all kinds of details about their life, like when they're going to toilet and what they're having for breakfast and what holiday they're on. But I want to put it to you that being an authentic witness, and today the topic is show up, and we're talking about living an open and transparent life. I want to put it to you that today's version of opening up on Facebook is not the same as what the Bible had in view. Because today, people only kind of emphasize, they craft their own online image, right? They only share things that are their favorite moments or things that they really want other people to see. And then the things that they don't want other people to see, they get hidden. And actually, we're becoming more and more private about some of those hurts or problems in our lives. Now, in Ephesus, in the Bible, we're about to read Ephesians, right? And that's set in Ephesus. In their time, the Greeks had that same kind of philosophy. They prized the human body and they aimed for perfection. And so they had this practice where they would just show their best to everybody. In fact, athletes would compete with no clothes on so that you could see the perfect human form. They had this practice of taking babies that were deformed and just displaying them out and throwing them away so that only the good, perfect bodies were kept. Yet, that's not Christianity. That's not what God intended. Because regardless of how broken our lives are, God has loved us. We are saved by Christ. We are in relationship with Him. We are made perfect, not because of our own perfection and not because of things going amazing in our life, but because God is amazing and because His grace is amazing and His power to transform is amazing. Ephesians 1:4-8 gives us a glimpse of that. It says, even as He chose us in Him, Jesus Christ, before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and blameless before Him. In love, He predestined us for adoptions as sons through Jesus Christ. That means that God aimed for us to be His sons and daughters, even from the beginning of this world. And it goes on to say, in Him we have redemption through His blood, Jesus' blood, the forgiveness of our trespasses according to the riches of His grace. That means as Christians, we don't need to rely on our own perfection in order to be the real deal. A Christian's life is lived without shame, fully exposed in our imperfections, yet fully accepted as we are. That's what one theologian puts it as. I want to just tell you a little bit of a story of myself as a person growing up in a Christian church. I accepted Christ pretty young, and then I grew up in church. And I discovered very, very early on that if I was to be vulnerable and open with some of the things in my life, that I would face, in particular in an Asian church, a lot of criticism and judgment. In fact, people would comment all the time because Pastor Roland, it was my uncle, my mom was a elder or an oversight member in the church, and people would just have all kinds of comments about my life, and I was faced with a choice of either hiding all of the problems and issues in my life or pointing them towards God and giving glory to God. And I saw so many of my friends decide to hide, and they would go through private journeys of pain. I'm so glad that a mentor actually encouraged me to open up. And I discovered that in opening up, I was able to connect with other people going through the same issues. I was able to help other people see how God was at work in my life. And I'm so thankful actually for Pastor Roland, who has enabled even me to grow up as myself and go through struggles in church and then portray an authentic, open, transparent Christian life. That's what I love about FGA. It's the deep relational way of doing church, where a real person meets another real person. This is an invitation today for greater openness. A witness means that you're sharing your real life. It's a very good practice. Now, we need to say that you need to be wise with sharing, right? You have to understand that your audience and the purpose for sharing. It's not wise to share all kinds of things with all kinds of people. Sometimes you need to put boundaries in place, boundaries that are based on trust and the level of relationship. So as the trust increases, so does the nature of your sharing. But I want to encourage you to take a good look at being open, because I've noticed that even in your most trusted relationships sometimes, in your closest, whether it's your wife or your children, if you're not comfortable with vulnerability, sometimes you can't even open up your life to your best friend or your partner in life. And that causes all kinds of hurt and damage, but it also limits the power of God to affect other people. So maybe let's just start with taking a step closer towards more openness. Today, you're going to learn about a concept in the Hebrew Bible called a masevot, or stones. And that's talking about key moments in your life, or stones, where people can go, hey, what was this moment in your life about? In Joshua, they had these stones and they put them there so that people would ask, why are these stones there? And then people would say, oh, it's because God helped us cross the Jordan. I think a good way to start being transparent is to open up the stones in your life. These are the points in my life where God made a big difference. I hope you have a good discussion. God bless.